You know that sinking feeling when you're stuck in traffic and the guy next to you is driving a $70,000 truck that looks like it could tow a space shuttle? And you're sitting there in your paid-off Honda wondering if you're the one doing life wrong. Here's the plot twist. That guy is probably eating cereal for dinner to afford that payment. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how the car payment trap works, why it's destroying your wealth, and how to never fall into it again. Right now, you might be making a car payment. Maybe it's $400. Maybe it's $700. Maybe it's one of those I don't even want to say it out loud numbers that makes your stomach hurt every time the money leaves your account. And here's what's really messing with your head. Everyone around you has car payments too. Your coworkers, your neighbors, your family. So it feels normal. It feels like just another part of being an adult. But here's the truth. That monthly payment isn't normal. It's a wealth-destroying machine disguised as transportation. And the longer you're trapped in it, the further you fall behind financially while thinking you're doing fine. I'm going to break down exactly how the car payment trap works, show you the real numbers that dealers never want you to calculate, and give you the exact strategy to escape it or avoid it completely. Because here's what most people don't understand. The difference between someone who builds wealth and someone who stays broke often comes down to one decision. Do you finance your lifestyle or fund your future? And your car payment is usually the biggest piece of that puzzle. By the end of this video, you'll see car payments completely differently, and you'll know exactly what to do instead. I'm Dan, and I'm here to help you avoid making poor financial decisions. Welcome to my channel. Please like and subscribe as it helps this channel go a long way. Thanks.
Let's start with how you actually end up in this trap, because it doesn't feel like a trap when you're signing the papers. It feels like smart adulting. You walk into a dealership because your current car is making a noise or has 150,000 miles. Or honestly, you're just tired of looking at it. And the salesperson doesn't ask you how much can you afford to spend on a car. They ask you one question. What monthly payment works for your budget? This is the first trapdoor opening beneath your feet, and you don't even realize it. Because when you answer, I can probably do $500 a month, you just told them exactly how to structure a deal that makes you feel comfortable while maximizing their profit. They're not thinking about the total cost. They're not worried about the interest rate. They're definitely not concerned about how this will affect your financial future. They're just thinking, how do we get you to $500 a month on the most expensive vehicle possible? So here's what happens next. They show you a truck that costs $55,000. You look at the sticker price and think, absolutely not. I can't afford that. But then they hit you with the magic words. What if I could get you into this for $500 a month? And your brain does this weird thing where it stops thinking about the $55,000 and starts thinking about the $500 because $500 feels manageable. That's like eating out less, canceling a couple subscriptions, working one extra shift a month. You can make $500 work. What you're not calculating in that moment is that $500 a month for 84 months, that's 7 years by the way, equals $42,000. But wait, that's not even close to the total cost because you haven't factored in the interest yet.
Except you still owe $32,000 on your current truck, and it's only worth $28,000. You're upside down by $4,000. But don't worry, they can just roll that negative equity into your new loan. So now you're buying a $60,000 truck, but you're actually financing $64,000. And they'll stretch it to 96 months again, so the payment only goes up to $525 a month. And you think, well, it's only $25 more than before, and I'm getting a brand new truck, so that seems reasonable. What you don't realize is you're now paying for 2 trucks, but only driving one. You're paying $4,000 for a truck you no longer own on top of the $60,000 for the truck you're currently driving. And you'll do this same cycle again in 3 more years, rolling more negative equity into an even more expensive vehicle. This is the hamster wheel, and the faster you run, the more stuck you become. Okay, let's talk about what this actually costs you because I guarantee you've never run these numbers, and once you see them, you can't unsee them. Let's say you buy that $55,000 truck with the 84-month loan at 6% interest. Your payment is $750 a month, and over the life of the loan, you'll pay $63,000 total. That's the price of the truck plus $8,000 in interest. But we're not done. Insurance on a $55,000 truck is going to run you about $200 a month. That's $14,400 over 7 years. Maintenance and repairs? Figure at least $200 a month on average when you factor in oil changes, tires, brakes, and the inevitable transmission issues that show up right after the warranty expires. That's another $16,800. Fuel costs for a truck getting 17 miles per gallon in real-world driving with gas at $3.50 per gallon and 12,000 miles a year? You're looking at about $300 a month. Over 7 years, that's $25,200. Add it all up, $63,000 plus $14,400 plus $16,800 plus $25,200 equals $119,400.
You just spent almost $120,000 over 7 years to drive a truck that will be worth $15,000 when you're done. But here's the number that should make you physically ill. If you had taken that $750 monthly payment and invested it in a basic S&P 500 index fund earning 10% average annual returns, you'd have $88,000 after 7 years. So your choice wasn't really truck or no truck. Your choice was $15,000 truck after paying $120,000 versus $88,000 in investments plus whatever cheaper, reliable transportation you bought instead. And if you kept that investment going for another 20 years without adding another dollar, just let that $88,000 sit there compounding at 10%, it would grow to over $590,000. You didn't buy a truck. You sold your retirement for heated seats and a backup camera. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but I'm not an idiot. Why did I fall for this? And the answer is because the entire system is designed to exploit how your brain works. First, there's the monthly payment trap. Your brain can process $750 a month. You can visualize that. You can figure out how to make it work. But your brain cannot really comprehend $120,000 spent over 7 years. That number is too big and too distant to feel real when you're sitting in the dealership. Second, there's what I call the everyone else is doing it effect. When literally everyone around you has car payments, your parents, your coworkers, your friends, your Instagram feed full of people posing with new cars, it stops feeling like a financial mistake and starts feeling like a normal part of life. You're not thinking, should I take on debt for a depreciating asset? You're thinking, which depreciating asset should I take on debt for?
Third, there's the identity trap. That truck isn't just transportation to you, it's a statement. It says, I work hard, I'm successful, I've made it. And giving up that truck or choosing something cheaper feels like admitting you're not as successful as you want people to think you are. Dealers know this, advertisers know this. They've spent billions of dollars researching exactly how to trigger these emotional responses. That commercial showing the rugged truck conquering mountains and fording rivers, it's not selling you transportation, it's selling you an identity. And you'll pay $120,000 for that identity, even though the closest you get to off-roading is parking on grass at the county fair. Fourth, there's the I deserve it trap. You work hard, you show up every day, you've been driving a crappy car for years. Don't you deserve something nice? Doesn't your hard work entitle you to heated seats and a good sound system? Here's the truth. What you deserve is financial freedom. What you deserve is not being stressed about money. What you deserve is being able to retire someday. And that $750 car payment is the thing preventing you from having any of those things. All right, so how do you escape this trap or avoid falling into it in the first place? Because I'm not just going to spend this whole video telling you you're screwed. Here's your step-by-step exit strategy. Step 1. If you currently have a car payment, acknowledge the real cost. Pull out your loan paperwork right now. Look at the total amount you'll pay over the life of the loan. Add up insurance, maintenance, and fuel costs. Calculate the actual total cost. Then look up what your vehicle will be worth when you finally pay it off.
This number is going to hurt. That's the point. You need to feel the pain of what this decision is actually costing you before you can change it. Step 2. Decide if you can accelerate payoff. Can you pay an extra $200 a month toward principal? Can you sell something? Can you pick up overtime? Every dollar you can throw at this loan early saves you interest and gets you out faster.
If you're paying $750 a month on that 84-month loan at 6%, but you can increase it to $1,000 a month, you'll pay off the loan in 62 months instead of 84 months. You'll save $3,600 in interest and free yourself 22 months earlier. Step 3. If you're underwater, stop the bleeding. If you owe more than your car's worth, you need to attack this like your financial life depends on it, because it does. Every extra dollar toward principal is a dollar you're not going to roll into your next loan. Your goal is to get to the point where you owe less than the car is worth. Once you're there, you have options. You can sell it, pay off the loan, and buy something cheaper with cash. Or you can keep it and drive it until the wheels fall off after it's paid off. Step 4. For your next vehicle, follow the 20-4-10 rule. 20% down, 4-year loan maximum. Total monthly transportation costs, payment, insurance, fuel, maintenance should not exceed 10% of your gross income. If you make $60,000 a year, that's $5,000 a month gross. 10% is $500 total transportation costs. If insurance is $150 and fuel is $150, you've got $200 for a payment. Over 4 years at 5% interest, that means you can afford a $9,000 vehicle. I know what you're thinking. $9,000? That's nothing. That's a piece of junk. Wrong. That's a 2015 Honda Civic with 80,000 miles that will run for another 120,000 miles with basic maintenance. That's a 2014 Toyota Corolla. That's a 2016 Mazda 3. These are reliable, safe, comfortable vehicles that will get you from point A to point B for the next decade while you build actual wealth.
Step 5. Start your car fund now. Even if you're still making payments on your current vehicle, open a separate savings account and start putting money into it. Call it your car fund or next vehicle fund or freedom from car payments fund. Start with $100 a month. When your current vehicle is paid off, keep making that payment to yourself. In 3 years, you'll have $3,600 plus interest. In 5 years, you'll have $6,000. Combined with selling your paid-off vehicle, you might have $15,000 to $20,000 in cash to buy your next car. And once you pay cash for a car, something magical happens in your brain. You stop seeing it as transportation and start seeing it as wealth preservation. You maintain it better. You keep it longer. You don't trade it in every 3 years because you're bored with it. Here's what this really comes down to. You need to completely rewire how you think about cars. Your car is not an investment. It's not even an asset. It's a tool that depreciates from the moment you buy it. The goal is to spend as little as possible on this tool while still getting reliable transportation. Every dollar you spend beyond reliable transportation is a dollar you're not investing in your actual future. That upgraded stereo system, that's $30,000 you won't have in your retirement account in 30 years. Those leather seats, that's a vacation you won't be able to afford. That fancy grill and chrome package, that's your kid's college fund evaporating. The wealthiest people I know drive boring cars, not because they can't afford nice ones, but because they understand that spending money on depreciating assets is how you stay poor. They'd rather have $500,000 in investments and drive a paid-off Camry than look rich in a $70,000 truck while being broke.
And here's the beautiful irony. Once you escape the car payment trap, you'll actually be able to afford a nice car. But by the time you can afford it, you won't want it anymore because you'll have figured out that financial freedom feels better than leather seats. Let me leave you with one final calculation that should change how you see car payments forever. The average American has a car payment from age 25 to age 65. That's 40 years. At an average of $600 a month, which is actually conservative, that's $288,000 spent on car payments over a lifetime. But remember, opportunity cost. If instead of making car payments, you invested that $600 a month in index funds earning 10% annually for 40 years, you'd have $3.8 million. $3.8 million.
You're not making a car payment, you're choosing between reliable transportation and becoming a multi-millionaire. Now, let's be realistic. You need a car. You have to spend something on transportation. So let's say you buy reliable $10,000 cars with cash every 8 years. That's 5 cars over 40 years, or $50,000 total. If you invested the difference between $288,000 in car payments and $50,000 in cash cars, that's $238,000 over 40 years, or about $495 a month. You'd still end up with over $3.1 million. The car payment trap isn't costing you $600 a month, it's costing you $3 million over your lifetime. Look, I get it. You want a nice car. You've been driving a beater forever and you're tired of it. You work hard and you feel like you deserve something that doesn't sound like it's about to explode when you start it.
But here's what you really deserve. You deserve to retire someday. You deserve to not stress about money. You deserve to have options in your life. And that car payment is the single biggest thing standing between you and those things. The car payment trap is so effective because it doesn't feel like a trap. It feels normal. It feels like what adults do. And that's exactly why it's so dangerous. So here's your choice. Keep making car payments and look successful while staying broke, or drive something boring and actually become wealthy. Your future self is begging you to choose wisely. That $750 a month either builds someone else's wealth or builds yours. There's no third option. Now go calculate what your current car is really costing you, and let me know in the comments if you're ready to escape the trap. I'll see you in the next one.